Hey y'all, come on in. Hey. Good evening, y'all. Good evening, y'all. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. Come on in. Good evening. Good evening. Come on in. Welcome. Go ahead and tag someone, share. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good. Hope you're doing well this week. Doing the best that you can do. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad that you can join me for this brief segment on today. So I won't belabor you guys long and take up a lot of your time on this evening, but welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you for all of my supporters, those of you who shared, those of you who tune in, those of you who comment, those of you who sow into this particular ministry. I appreciate you. Those things do not go overlooked. And I just thank you guys just for your support. I really do. I thank you for your support. Thank you to the ladies, to the queens, to the women who joined Dr. Shepherd and I for the month of February when we had our Girl Talk series. That series was amazing. There were some amazing queens that attended, that participated. We laughed, we cried, we shared, we was transparent, we grew. There was some tools and some strategies that were shared, some testimonies that were given. You never know what anyone else is going through until you begin to listen and hear other individuals share of what they have went through, how they overcame, and different things. And that is one of the reasons why when I wrote the book that I have written called entitled Be Unique, Overcoming the Odds, because let me tell you something. First of all, you have to learn to be yourself. You have to not only learn to be yourself, you have to be comfortable with just being you. Okay? You have to be comfortable with just being you. Guess what? Dr. Perkins, Dr. P, Coach L, Shonda, I can't be no one else but myself. And to be honest with you, I don't want to be. I don't want to walk in nobody's shoes. When I think about the shoes, my shoes that I walk in, woo, it's hard for me at times, but by the grace of God, who's given me the grace to be able to sustain, to be able to walk and continue this journey. But listen, I can only imagine the things that I've been through. Why would I want to walk and walk in somebody else's shoes, be in somebody else's lane, and do the things that I was not called to do, or try to be who I'm not? I can only be me. You can only be you. So with me even being unique, and understanding that the odds that I have overcame from being younger up into adulthood, the things that I'm overcoming, it's not by the grace of God, I'm telling you. So it's important. And so during that time, we talked, as I said, we shared some things, we listened, we provided tools. And the biggest thing, it was a safe space. It was a safe space for queens to come in and just glean from one another. And that's how it should be. No big eyes, no little eyes, just women, queens gathering together, whether it's gentlemen gathering together. We have to learn and understand, in order for us to grow, we have to learn from one another. Not one person knows it all. Do you understand? Not one person knows it all. I tell people all the time, I learn something every single day. Do you understand? I learn something every single day. I will always be a lifelong learner because I'm not a know it all, because I don't know everything. And I don't ever want to betray myself as that. God has graced me for the things He has gifted me with. He's graced me for with the intelligence that I do have to be able to do things, to be able to work in my purpose, to be able to work in my assignment, be able to do things I do. But I would never say that I have arrived because I have not. And if you are attached to know anyone who acts like they just have it all and there's nothing that you can tell them, then you might need to disconnect yourself because we are learning every day, no matter what age that we are. Okay. So I'm thankful for those ladies who attended. Dr. Shep and I, we're not sure. We've had some requests about some other things, and so we'll be in prayer about doing some other sessions, some other Zoom times. But we'll keep you posted. But I hope you guys are doing well tonight. I just wanted to just briefly discuss because let me tell you, I just many of you that may not know that may come because when I do these segments of Wisdom Wednesday or when I go on my lives, I meet people that I may never meet face to face. That's one good thing about social media. You can use it for the good, not for the bad, because it's the people that abuse the use of a thing. Social media is not bad at all. It is the people that misuse the appropriate use of a thing. Okay, but I will tell you hello to those of you that are coming on. Thank you. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. But I will say this, and also let me say another thing. There are many times people may be on fasting, they may be pulling away from Facebook, they may pull away from TikTok or Instagram. I really don't utilize Instagram as for my lives. I tried to start, but I may go back, but I don't know. But for those of you who oftentimes may get off of social media, it may be do know that I stream them as well on YouTube. They're also on YouTube, and so you can feel free to go look me up. Go look up on YouTube to follow my YouTube channel, which is Renovating Live. So it is on YouTube as well. But that's just for those individuals that oftentimes, sometimes just they have to get off the social media. We fast, we move, but there are a lot of things that I do watch on YouTube, spiritual things, motivational things. So do that's just a plug to let you know that I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm thankful for the increase in my subscribers. Thank you so much. Um, and there are videos from almost 4 years that are up there. I didn't realize it had been that many, but it's over 200 and something videos that are up there from over the course of 4 years. So feel free to go and watch those videos. Um, Also, because I was at an event this last past weekend, I was at a women's event, and the lady just stopped me and was like, "Listen, Dr. Perkins, when are you doing your next event, which will be round 5?" I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna do it closer to the fall, but it is in planning. Okay, so once I get everything, it's kind of a lot of things going on right now. So once, but when people like listen, let me listen, let me know. So I will get that information out as soon as I have all the details together because I'm doing some other things right now. And so many of you that don't know me or that do know, I'm very task oriented. I'm very schedule driven, and I don't try to overwhelm myself. Back in the days, I used to put too much on myself because I was being pulled every which way. But no, when I tell you listen, my no is grace. Do you hear me? When I say no, it's unapologetic. When I say no, I still love you. No, no love lost, but I just can't do it. You understand? I just can't do it. And you got to learn to say no and be okay with it. You understand? You got to know to say okay and be okay with it. You got to learn that even when it comes to people that may or may not support you. Let me tell you what I'm finding out, and I said this. I'm coming into this year because I'm very serious about a lot of things. People will pull from you. They'll want you to support them. They'll do this, that, send you all this stuff in your inbox for you to donate, do that and the other, and they won't even share, like, or come to whatever event or whatever to share some other individual. They won't do it. Listen, Don't look for me to do what you're not doing. I'm not even just talking about doing for myself, just doing in general. Okay. Don't look for me to do what you're not doing. It'll be the Lord Himself who said, yes, you need to go there, or yes, do this and that. But over all the days that I will lend my hand, lend my energy, lend my time to individuals who don't reciprocate, don't appreciate, or don't value my time, my hand, my energy. And that's how you need to be. You need to be that same way. Okay. And I'm gonna have to do a live on this because of the simple fact it is important, and people need to be respectful and understand that that same thing that you want to be done into you, that you may want to do. Okay. And so that ain't what I came to talk about. But over the course of these last few weeks in my inbox, people tagging me, all stopping me at different places, different things. And listen, it's no love lost. It's not. Charge it to my head and not my heart, because it's not my heart. It is just, in order for us to want certain things from people, we got to be willing to do the same. Okay. There's no usury in this hour. There's no, you want a thing, but you're not willing to do for other individuals. You want the support, but you're not willing to support. You want to pick that is not, or you support over here and over there, and that's fine to do that. But I'm telling you, you people that are watching, you got to value your own self, and you got to learn to say no, because people will drain you if they can. And if they're not, especially people that know that you're influential and you have a lot of influence, they love pulling. But no, do you understand? I don't want you to take it that because I'm saved, I'm sanctified, I'm filled with the Holy Ghost, I'm friendly, love, oh yeah, this, that, and the other. Because baby, I ain't no fool. You cannot manipulate me. Do you understand? And I'm very bold. I'm not one of them ones that you can get over with. I'm not one of them ones that gotta trying to fit in the clique and trying to be here and there. That's not me. Okay. I love y'all. I really do. And I don't mind helping and supporting and doing, because I'm always doing that. However, the standards have to be set. And if you don't set standards or expectations, then that's where the issue comes in. So outside of that, those were just little things, little tips that I want even for you to carry and have on your own. But I will say this: take the limits off. Take the limits off of you. That's what I want to just briefly talk about tonight. Take the limits off of you. Dr. Perkins, what do you mean? Coach L, what do you mean? I mean, take the limits off of you. You are the reason you're putting limits on yourself, what you can't do, what you doubt you can do, all of these other things. And so you're stagnant in this season. What you need to do is take the limits off. Take the limits off. No matter what they said, he said, she said, they listen. Take the limits off of you and do it. You understand? Take the limits off of you and lead. Take the limits off of you and speak those things as though they were. Take the limits off of you and move. Take the limits off of you and cut those ties. Listen, take the limits off of you and obtain new connections. Take the limits off. You're limiting yourself, and you can be much further than where you are. The only thing that you have to do is take the limits off. Some of you have put limits on yourself because of past hurt. So you don't want to go down this lane again about meeting other people because of past hurts, whether it's friendships or situationships that you want to get in, but you're afraid to move forward. Take the limits off. What she did, what he did, you're putting limits on yourself, and then you're hindering who you may can meet because of the limits that you put on, because you're looking at everybody and having trust issues or whatever the case may be. Take the limits off. You want a new job. You're seeking change. You've been speaking those things in the atmosphere. However, you got limits on you because of you don't think you may qualify. You don't think you don't sound like this person. You don't want to put an application in because your resume not looking like this long or whatever the case may be. Listen, take the limits off of you. You want to apply for this to get this car, or to go and start getting a home, or getting your credit fixed, or whatever the case may be, so that you get yourself out of debt so you can begin purchasing things you want. Take the limits off of you of thinking that you can't do it, because you can. Most things, you think of a baby, the baby starts off as a seed, and then that seed grows into a baby, a human being. Some of you want to go ahead and jump to the 9 months where the baby is time for the baby to come out, but no, it got to, no seed. You got to listen. You got to fertilize that seed. You got to water that seed. You got to take care of that seed so that seed can cultivate. And in order for it to grow, you have to let it go through the process. Take the limits off. You can't want the stuff drive through. You got to take the limits off. If you got to go to school, you got to get those certifications, do so. Don't listen to what your second grade teacher said that you remember and it's causing you to be stagnant. Don't listen to what your mom and your daddy told you that who you won't gonna be and that those generational curses or those word curses has been spoken over you. The devil is a liar. Take those limits off. It's mind over matter, mind over matter. But if your mind is in a state that all it hears is negativity, all it can contain is negative energy, then you put limitations on yourself and you need to take them off. You need to take it off. Mind over matter. So I'm encouraging you in this season that we're in, no matter what it looks like, what the government is doing on these layoffs, these cuts, all of these executive orders, listen, take the limits off yourself and move. Sometimes it is things that happen that pressures us to move. You understand? It can that there's certain things that happens in life that causes us to be in a stiff situation. But it's even in those stiff situations, those situations where it seems like everything is coming in, that you take those limits off and you soar. You take those limits off and you leap. You take those limits off of you so that you can get into your next. You cannot effectively or efficiently move into your next until you take the limits off. So I encourage you on tonight. And if those of you that are coming in late, you can go back and watch this replay. But I'm encouraging you to take the limits off. Take it off. Take them off and move. Take them off and move. Take them off and move. And sometimes you got to do it with fear. Yeah, the Bible tells us He's not giving us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. That is the truth. Sometimes we got to do it with fear. We got to jump into it and just be like, Lord, whatever your will is, Lord, you said, I'm going to try you at your word. Take the limits off. Take the limits off. Because what happens is when you limit yourself, you're limiting Him. When you're limiting yourself, you're limiting Him, because you're saying you don't trust Him. You don't trust what He said. You don't trust what He said in His word. You don't trust Him. So show Him. Don't tell Him you trust Him. Show Him by your actions, okay? And take the limits off. I hope that I said something this evening that it has encouraged you, that's caused you to take the limits off, that has caused you to do you in this season, meaning grow. Cultivate what you have going. Cultivate your gift. Cultivate your purpose. Whatever it is that you need to take the limits off of, I encourage you to do it. Thank you for joining me on this evening. I hope I see you next time, Lord's will. And I pray that your best days are ahead of you, no matter what it looks like around you. I pray your best days yet. I told somebody today when I was messaging them because they fell in my spirit, and she said, I was gonna message you, but I didn't want to bother you. Listen, with my clients that I have and I coach, it's no bother. But I could feel in my spirit, right? And one of the things that I told her was that your ladder would be better. See, sometimes we want to start off and everything be this, that, and the other. Then stuff happens, right? Life happens. But listen, even in the word, listen, your ladder will be better. It will be greater. Let me tell you something. Don't look at what's going on now. And yes, you give up and you put those limits on yourself. Understand that, listen, what you're going through is temporary. But you take the limits off and show God that you trust Him, that your faith is in Him and not yourself. And I promise you, your turnaround season will be upon you. Be blessed, be encouraged, and I hope to see you next time on Wisdom Wednesday.